Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and today we'll go through a grounding flow. This is a great one if you're feeling maybe a little bit restless, ungrounded. So basically we'll be moving quite slowly, really tapping into the breath, which truly has the potential to calm our nervous system down. So concentrating on taking long inhales and long exhales throughout the flow. We'll also focus on grounding into the literal ground, the mat beneath us. So see if you can kind of bring a little bit of that awareness into the flow as well. Tapping into whatever part of the body is touching the mat at each moment, in each pose, and see if you can create a bit more of a grounding connection into the surface beneath you. We'll start standing up, so at the very top of the mat. You can bring your feet around hip-width distance apart. And then see if you can start to settle here. You might want to just sway from side to side a few times so that you start to connect with the soles of the feet. And then arriving into stillness here. Maybe taking one really big inhale in through the nose. And then sighing it out to root a bit deeper into the earth. Allow for your spine to be really long, all the way to the crown of the head. The shoulders melt down. And you have a slight control in your core, in your center. Feeling all the four corners of the feet grounding down. Also the pads of each toe. Feeling yourself growing roots into the earth. And we'll guide a deeper inhale in through the nose. And then out through the nose. Starting to guide the air all the way towards the bottom of the belly as you take deep inhales. And then deep exhales. We'll keep going like this. Also allowing that breath to start to take you back into your body. Feeling how the inhales expand through the chest, and then the exhale maybe relaxes you a little bit deeper into yourself. Taking a few more like this, just arriving into the here, into the now. You can then gently open your eyes, and we're going to inhale, reaching the arms all the way overhead and coming onto our tiptoes. Beautiful. See if you can reach up through the arms and at the same time sort of tuck your chest and your heart in. So not allowing it to extend out, but keeping a really long spine instead. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then we bring our hands to heart center and start to bend through the knees, keeping our heels off the mat. So coming into a squat here. Take an inhale here. And stay here for the exhale. Good. Trying to keep your balance for one more inhale. And then we release our hands and tilt over into a forward fold as we exhale. Well done. Keeping your feet hip-width distance apart, we'll bring a slight bend into the knees and fold over the legs. Well done. Good. Release through the head, relax the neck. Perhaps you'll want to grab opposite elbows to bring a bit more heaviness into the upper body. You can shake your head from side to side, nod,
to relax through the neck, and maybe close your eyes for a moment. You might want to sway from side to side here gently. Slightly more, bringing your weight onto one foot and then the other. Keeping that grounding feeling through the feet towards your mat. We'll release our hands onto the mat, and then as we inhale, lengthen through the spine, looking forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Good, we'll do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Then we'll start to bend through our knees a little bit more, finding a seat. You can help with your hands too. Opening your knees out into a diamond shape, into a butterfly. We'll ground our left hand down onto the mat and reach the right arm over. Keep both sitting bones grounded on the mat. Inhale here. And then we transition to the other side through center. So coming through a forward fold, right hand grounds, left arm reaches over. Good. Take an inhale. And then exhale, transition through center, right arm reaches up. And one more inhale. We move to the other side, final round. And left arm reaches over. Really enjoying that movement, staying with your breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And now we move through center, staying here for a bit. You can reach your hands, your fingertips towards the top of the mat, grounding down through the hands, placing them onto the mat. See if you can lengthen through the lower back, keeping your sitting bones grounded too. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Really allowing the stretch to reach the lower back, the hips. Beautiful. Final inhale. And then we roll our spine back up, walking the hands in. We'll cross our ankles all the way and come over the hands and knees onto all fours. Beautiful. You can make your tabletop position a little bit wider this time, so hands a little bit further from the knees. We'll inhale, rounding through the spine to move forward. And then exhale, finding an active child's pose as you move back. Press the mat away from you. And inhale, move forward, round through the spine. And then exhale, the hips guide you as you move back. Beautiful. Warming up through the spine, inhaling forward. And exhale back. We then inhale, moving forward. And then as we exhale, we lower down all the way onto the mat. Inhale into a cobra. And exhale down. You can tuck your toes under. Push back into that active child's pose. And then inhale, move forward. And exhale, move back. Good, we'll move forward again. And then dropping down onto your belly as you exhale. Move the hips back. Inhale into a cobra. Exhale back down. Tuck the toes under. Push into that active child's pose. And deep inhale, move forward. Really tapping into the breath as you move. And then inhale. Bending through the elbows, chin and chest meet the mat, hips move back. Inhale into a cobra. And drop down. Beautiful. We'll take another cobra this time. Inhale, come all the way up. And now stay here for a moment. Engaging through the back muscles as you pull your shoulders back, away from the ears. Just gently pushing the mat away from you, doing most of the work with the back muscles. Take an inhale. And then drop back down as you exhale. Tucking the toes under, coming onto your hands and knees. And now we find a regular child's pose. If you want to, you can move your knees a little bit further from each other as you rest your forehead on the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling your lungs expanding. Feeling the back of the heart expanding. Allowing your mat to hold you. We'll take an inhale, starting to move up again towards a tabletop position. Then we tuck the toes under and lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Good. You can move around here to start. Maybe bending one knee at a time, moving your hips from side to side. Bringing your focus back into the feet and also into the hands, making sure you ground down through both. The entire palm is rooted onto the mat with each of the knuckle pads and each of the finger pads pressing down evenly. The shoulders push the mat away from you and you can relax through the neck. Gazing between the ankles. We'll then come into stillness in our downward facing dog for a moment. Taking a big inhale in. And then you can open the mouth and sigh the air out. With our next inhale, we reach our right leg up behind us. And then as you exhale, hug the right knee in towards the chest and then step it forward between the hands. We'll lower the left knee down onto the mat and then reach up through the arms, finding your low lunge position, Anjaneyasana. Focusing on rooting down through the right foot, so really pressing it down also to square through the hips. But also to find that grounding in the body, then reaching up through the arms. Tapping into those two directions, those two energies. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to flow our weight back. You can bring your fingertips onto the mat, finding a half Hanumanasana. Beautiful. So the left knee bends and our weight comes onto it. We flow forward again, inhaling. And then exhale, flow back into that forward fold. Inhale, move up and forward. We'll do that once more. And then exhale, the hips move back. We fold over the leg. Good. We take an inhale, lengthen through the spine here. Looking forward towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, fold over the leg a little bit deeper. Beautiful. We then inhale, move forward again. Now bringing your hands onto the left side of the right foot. We start to open the right foot out to the side, finding a lizard pose. If you want to, you can also lift up the left knee or keep it grounded, up to you. And then perhaps coming onto the forearms. See what feels best for your body today. And whichever variation you choose, see if for a moment you can close your eyes. Come back to the breath, ground down into your body, into this present moment, into the sensations in your body. Well done. Final inhale here. And then if you were on your forearms, you can come back onto your palms. We tuck the left toes under and sweep the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Inhaling, then as we exhale, we draw the right knee in towards the chest and step it forward again. Now preparing for a high lunge as we inhale all the way up. Really pressing down through the right foot and the left ball of the foot. And then reaching up through the arms, we inhale. And then exhale, we cactus through the arms, opening up through the chest towards the ceiling. Opening the palms out, dropping the shoulders back. Keeping your hips squared here. Keep pushing the right side of the hip back, left one forward. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we melt forward, moving our hips back, straighten through the right leg. You can lift up the right toes if you like. Come into a forward fold here. Well done. Take a few deep breaths. Final inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to bend through the right knee, moving our weight forward and then reaching the left knee all the way up towards the chest. Arms can come overhead. And then we exhale our hands to heart center. You can grab your left ankle with the left hand, finding a tree pose. So placing your left foot into the right inner thigh. Hands can come to heart center. Beautiful. Alternatively, you can also bring your left foot towards the right shin, if that feels a bit more accessible, or then all the way up into the right inner thigh. Bringing that rooted feeling back into the right foot, so you can spread out the toes to root a little bit deeper. We take one more inhale here. Then as we exhale, you can release your hands or arms by your sides and the leg as well. Well done. Take a moment here with both feet down on the mat, rolling the shoulders back. Grounding back down into the breath, into your body, towards your mat. With our next inhale, we reach the arms up, overhead, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. And then hands come onto the mat. We step back into a plank pose. You can go through a vinyasa if you like. You can bring your knees down or keep them lifted, up to you. Either through a cobra or an upward facing dog. And then tucking your toes under, we push back into a downward facing dog. Ready for the other side. We inhale, reaching the left leg up behind us. And then as you exhale, draw it towards the chest and step it between the hands. Right knee grounds down. We reach up through the arms. So finding the grounding through the legs, reaching up through the upper body, through the sides of the body, through the arms, all the way to the fingertips. Breathing here, enjoying the breath, enjoying the movement. Take an inhale. And then we're going to flow back. You can bring your fingertips onto the mat as you move your weight back onto the right knee. Left leg straightens. And inhale, reach forward. And exhale back again. And we move forward, inhale. And then exhale. Move back. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale, gazing forward. And then exhale, fold over the leg. We inhale, moving forward. Once again, you can bring your hands towards the right side of the mat, moving your left foot towards the left. Now finding your version of a lizard pose, so you can tuck your toes under, lifting the right knee up, which often makes it a little bit more intense. You can push the left knee out if you like. You can come onto your forearms,
See what works for you. See what works for your hips today. And see if, as we stay here for a moment, if you can tap into your breath a little bit deeper again. Finding presence in this pose. Even if it's an intense stretch, see if you can stay with it for a moment. Take one final inhale. And then pushing back onto your palms. If you are on your forearms, the right toes tuck under. And we sweep the left leg up into a three-legged dog. And then we exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest and step it forward again. Now finding that high lunge position through the legs. We inhale, coming all the way up. And then drop a little bit deeper as you exhale. Take one more inhale. And then we cactus through our arms as we exhale, gently coming into a back bend. Rather extending through the spine than bending back. Imagine reaching up through the chest, relaxing down through the shoulders. Inhale. And then we melt forward, hips move back, front leg straightens, exhale. You can bring your toes up if you like, or keep the front foot grounded. Square through the hips here too, so bringing the thigh bone into the hip socket as you fold over the front leg. Take 2 more deep breaths. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to bend through the left knee, moving our weight forward, rising all the way up. Arms lift up and the right knee too. And then we bring our hands down to heart center. You can help the right foot with your right hand, bringing it all the way to the left inner thigh. And then returning your hands to heart center. Remembering you can also bring the right foot towards the shin here. And see if you can find that grounded space again. Keeping a slight engagement in the core. Deep breaths. We'll take one final inhale. And then release your arms, your right foot onto the mat. Taking a few breaths here in stillness. Dropping into all the sensations that you might be feeling right now, whatever they might be. We're then going to inhale our arms up once again, coming onto the tiptoes, just like we did in the beginning. And then bring your hands to heart center as you exhale, and we start to bend through the knees, keeping the heels lifted. There we go. Taking a full breath here, keeping that core engagement to help with balance, and exhale out. We'll then transition into our heels and see if you can gently bring your bum down onto the mat. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees out to the sides. You can reach your arms forward and then vertebra by vertebra, releasing your spine onto the mat. Bringing one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart center. And we'll keep our legs in this Supta Pada Konasana shape unless it's uncomfortable for you, in which case you can always straighten out your legs. Allow for heaviness in the body. We can now release all engagement Just allowing for gravity to pull us towards the mat. Returning into that grounded present place. Because that is essentially what being grounded means. Being present with ourselves, with our emotions, with whatever is happening around us. Not allowing our mind to take control, but rather staying with our bodies, staying with our breaths, staying present with whatever we're feeling in this moment, whatever we're experiencing in this moment, and not moving into the future or worrying about it or about the past either. So allow yourself a moment of just presence here. Physically feeling your body grounding towards the mat through all the points that touch the mat. You can stay here for as long as feels good for you. I'm going to release my hands and with the help of them bring my knees back up to center and hug them towards the chest. You can gently sway from side to side if you want to join me in coming back up into a seat. We'll find our way onto one side, and when ready, push back up into a seat. Into a seat of your choice, whichever feels best for you. You can bring your hands onto your lap or onto your knees or thighs. Coming into stillness in your seat for a moment. When you feel ready, you can bring your hands to heart center, expressing gratitude for this practice, for your body, for yourself. Then taking one final big inhale in through the nose, really filling the lungs up, fill them up. And then open through the mouth and sigh the air out. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was grounding as it was intentioned to be. If you enjoy my flows, please do subscribe to my channel and leave me a thumbs up. I post a new flow every week, always on Thursdays, so you'll find me here next week as well. I hope I see you here next week too. Thank you.